Section 14.2, Flaws of the Voting Methods. In this section, we're going to learn about determining if the results of an election violate the majority criterion, the head-to-head criterion, the monotonicity criterion, or the irrelevant alternatives criterion. The fairness criteria, mathematicians and political scientists have agreed that a voting method should meet the following 4 criteria in order for the voting method to be considered fair: majority criterion, head-to-head criterion, monotonicity criterion, and the irrelevant alternatives criterion. Majority criterion: if a candidate receives a majority, more than 50% of the first place votes, that candidate should be declared the winner. Head-to-head criterion: if a candidate is favored when compared head-to-head with every other candidate, that candidate should be declared the winner. The monotonicity criterion: a candidate who wins a first election and then gains additional support without losing any of the original support should also win a second election. And irrelevant alternatives criterion: if a candidate is declared the winner of an election and in the second election, one or more of the other candidates is removed, the previous winner should still be declared the winner. Here's a summary of the 4 voting methods and the 4 fairness criteria and whether or not those methods always satisfy. And you'll notice that there really is not one method that always satisfies the criterion. It depends. So Arrow's impossibility theorem actually said mathematically it's impossible for any democratic voting method to simultaneously satisfy each of those 4 fairness criteria. So let's look at some examples. Irving Valley College is hiring a new director of counseling and advising. The hiring committee ranked 4 candidates: Alvarez, Brown, Singleton, and Hugh, according to the following preference table. The Borda count method was used and Brown was declared the winner. Is the majority criterion satisfied? Explain. Okay, so we said Brown was the winner. The majority criterion, let's look at the first place votes. Alvarez had 5 first place votes. Brown had 4. Majority criterion was not satisfied because Brown did not have the majority of the first place votes. The Board of Directors at the Limited is considering 3 different administrative restructuring plans, A, B, and C. The 11 members of the Board of Directors rank the plans according to the preferences shown in the table below. If the plurality method is used, which plan wins? So if we look at the first choice votes, Plan A has 4, Plan B has 2, and Plan C has 5, so that would be the winner. Is the head-to-head criterion satisfied? So we want to compare them now pairwise. So A to B, so if we look at compare A to B, we see that A gets 4 plus 2, 6 points, B gets 5 points, so Plan A gets 1 point. Compare Plan A to Plan C, and we see that Plan A gets 2 plus 4, 6 points, Plan C gets 5 points, so Plan A gets another point. And finally, we're going to compare Plan B to Plan C. Plan B has 6 points, Plan B has 6 points, Plan C has 5 points, Plan B gets 1 point. So we notice here there were only 3 comparisons to make. Plan A actually has 2 points. So therefore, it wins by the head-to-head comparison, so the head-to-head criterion is not satisfied.